Welcome to your early morning intuitive guidance. It is still dark out there. Yep, we're way early this morning because it is Scarlet Day. So I have to get on the road shortly. And so Fridays are always early here. There we go. Now we have our Instagram up and running. Good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Friday. We made it to Friday again. Yes. And I handpicked today's deck and I handpicked today's card because last night was not a great night of sleep. And in the tossing and turning and pondering and all the things, there were some interesting snippets of things I was remembering. The end of my mom's life. Good morning, Gwen. Glad you are here. Welcome. She was greeting her brother who had passed when he was 18, and just that continuum that there is, I believe there is, and just some interesting thoughts on that. So handpicked this deck today and handpicked the card. I had seen this card the last time we used this deck, and I thought, oh, we haven't had that one in a long time. I love that card. And then today when I opened the deck, it was the card on top. So I thought, well, that's a pretty clear sign. We can roll with that. So that is what we will do. And it looks like person on the card and I called each other to dress. We match. We're matching. So let's start with some tapping. Ooh, sore there. There was a specific machine yesterday that, yeah, that was right here. So a little bit of, so obviously I did enough because muscles are sore. So that's good. Welcome to whomever else is here. Glad you are here. Let's take a nice deep breath in and out. Let your shoulders drop. Breathing in, breathing out. Not wearing our shoulders as earrings today. Get them down. Breathe in, breathe out. Now see if you can take in a little more air. Breathe in, breathe out. Fully exhaling. Good morning, Nancy. Glad you are here. Welcome, welcome. So we've got some practical rebels who are early birds. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Breathing in, breathing out. And I heard from one of you who doesn't like to be on the screen, doesn't like put your name up, etc. That is absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. I like greeting people by name when they're here, but if you like being one of the more incognito folks, that is absolutely fine. So Nancy, you popped twice. Interesting. There we go. All right, so we get double Nancy today. That's fabulous. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. It's like we're breathing in life. So this time, breathe in and hold. Breathe in, hold, and let it all go. Coming into the present moment, right here, right now. I love how the color changes on mine. It auto adjusts when I stop tapping. Whatever. Very weird. All right, so for today, we have a card from the Nature Portal deck by Bruce and Carol Malnor, Inspiration Through the Peace and Beauty of Nature. And one of the things I love about this drive to my daughter's house is there's lots of open field area. There's farmland, there's all kinds of woods, just beautiful areas to drive through. So I'm quite pleased with the drive. So here's our card for today. She looks like she's pretty much embracing the world, right? Gotta love it. And this card is called Forget the Clock, Watch the Joy. Forget the clock, watch the joy. And one of the things that I said in the little write-up that comes with this is, good morning, Betty. Glad you are here. Welcome, welcome. We have our little crop of early birds here. This is good. There were many, many years where joy just was not on my radar screen. I was so busy rushing around, running businesses, raising kids, all the things, trying to sneak in some self-care here and there. That joy just wasn't much on my radar screen. Now, having slowed down, I talked to one of my dear friends yesterday, And we were talking about this stage of life that we feel like, well, I'm semi-retired. She's still working pretty full time, but well, full time for her. But the the shifts, the shifts in focus, the shifts in what we want to be doing with our time, the shifts in who are we at this stage of our lives. Very interesting stuff. So I like that this card is calling us to let go of the clock a little more. And I've been pondering this. I'll plant the seed with you guys right now. I've been pondering this. I've been doing early morning intuitive guidance for over 10 years. It's got to be more like 12, 13 years. And I don't miss much. I don't miss much. A day here and there, like tomorrow and Sunday morning, probably not going to have a YEMIG. Definitely go back and pick one out and watch it again. But that means getting up at the same time every day. Am I moving into a phase where it's more like, when am I called to get up? When do I naturally wake up? And I think given some of the German engineering within me, it'll probably still be relatively regular, but I may stop setting an alarm and see what happens. Might be an interesting little adventure. The joy piece. I find myself finding joy in little things. It might be the squirrels running around under the tree, or it might be looking at some flowers, or something small, little things. Like when I drive to Lawrence and an eagle flies across. That brings me joy. That brings me joy. So that's what we're being called to today. Forget the clock, watch the joy. And I'm going to say feel the joy. Feel the joy. Live the joy. It says, in our busy lives, we can easily let joy escape our notice. Take a moment right now to discover joy. So it says, close your eyes, not if you're driving. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. As you open your eyes, allow your attention to be drawn to one area within your field of vision. Hold your attention there as you relax and breathe. Enjoy. So just looking, whatever pops into your vision, what do you love about whatever it is you're seeing? Excuse me. What there brings you joy? I took a joy workshop from my coaching mentor years and years and years ago, and she made a concerted effort in her life to find joy, to be in joy. And back in that day, I found that a little interesting, given how I was rushing around like a maniac. But I see her wisdom. I see her wisdom. So there's also a quote on here from Robert Ellwood. And part of this I just love. It says, joy is you at the deepest level. And your joy is one with the infinite, timeless joy of this unbound universe. I think that word unbound fits really well with things we've been talking about the last couple of days when we were talking about mindset and Carol Dweck's book entitled Mindset. That idea that when we have a more fluid, flexible mindset, the growth mindset, we can see opportunities and we can see our potential, and we are willing to learn from our difficulties and strive forward to grow. When we come from that fixed mindset, I'm only as smart as I'm ever going to be, and if I fail something, I'm dumb, and then we begin to live down to that, and we don't try anymore, and we don't make an effort to improve our lives. The number of people, the percentage of adults who have not read a book in the last year is, to me, unfathomable. I love books and I love reading something every day. And I always feel like there's something interesting to learn. And I still remember Leo Buscaglia talking about how his father instilled this growth mindset in his children by asking around the dinner table, what did you learn today? And Leo would roll his eyes and say something like, the population of Nepal is, and his dad would go, huh, wasn't probably until much later in his life that he realized how valuable that exercise was. Because when you begin to look for knowledge, you begin to find it. It's there. It's all out there. But when you have that mindset of I've learned everything I'm going to learn and I'm not learning anything more, you don't see it. You miss it. You've got perspectives on that don't allow for growth. So, how will you bring joy into your day today? How will you adjust your perspectives to joy mode so that you're seeing the joyful things that are out there? Baby steps, baby steps. Maybe it's setting the alarm on your phone for every hour on the hour. And when it goes off, whatever environment you're in, you find something that brings you joy. That would be a great one to do. Love that idea. Try something. Talk about joy with somebody. Hey, I watched this thing this morning and she was talking about joy. And I was thinking, when was the last time I was consciously aware I was joyful? Interesting to think about. Good morning, Barb. Glad you are here. Welcome, welcome. So joy is our beacon today. Joy is our beacon today. I'm sure my day will be filled with joy between my granddaughter and the dog. Lots of joy. Where will you find it today? Where will you look for it today? Where will you spread it today? That's an even more lovely one. Where will you spread it today? And again, welcome to those of you who would rather not have your name on the board. I appreciate you just being here. That's fabulous. Pick up some joy today. That's where we're going today. So tomorrow and Sunday, we won't have a YEMIG. Definitely pick out one of the old ones. Just scroll through, find a title you like, and see what it's about. I'll be back on Monday morning, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Share something with you. We'll see. It might be more out of Carol Dweck's book. It might be a card. We'll see how the spirit moves me at that point. But know that I'll be thinking about you over the weekend and wishing you great joy. Remember, you are capable of far more than you think you are. Bye-bye.